This Michigan Constitution Crusader out here in Neapoleon, Ohio. Out here with Tater Tot Press. And that guy over there, right there, is Lenny Odyssey. Yeah. And we're going to stand over here and wait for him to get over here. So I'm going to pause this for a moment. And we'll be right back. And now, hey, look at him not following the law. There we go. That one did. I know Ohio's got the same pedestrian law. I don't know why these people won't follow it.
Crosswalk, they have to stop.
Yeah.
If it's in the middle of the road, you have to yield to pedestrians. Or the vehicles.
Oh, there's somebody right there. Yeah, there's somebody right there. Yeah, there they are. See, you can see the people.
It's your producer's job. What are you talking about?
Somebody working right there on that computer.
What you talking about, man?
You see him?
Not much.
Oh, they got dual screens too. Yeah.
I can put 4 on my computer.
Right. Anybody in this office? No, that's the waiting room.
Job fair today, guys.
Napoleon Dynamite? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I agreed to do it a couple weeks back because this lady at the unemployment office is where they're having it. Will send me people from time to time, and she's pretty cool to me. So I told her I would show up.
Oh, she did back around the corner. They tripping. Dude, they tripping.
She tells me ahead of time who's the dirtbag and who's not. Yeah, I always bring her some Starbucks too.
You can see me in the other window.
Listen to MCC's video from last night. Looks like he's with Lemmy. Right here in Napoleon. Napoleon's real close to here. Wish he would have said something. Told me he was in town. The thing is, they do the recording during the day when I'm at work. So. Lemmy's dead. That's weird. He was live. He was live yesterday. We went live yesterday for 4 minutes. No, Ace of Spades, yeah. Didn't he get killed in Ohio too? Like down in Columbus or something?
Smile for your close-up. Smile for your close-up. We don't need your damn permission. Yeah, mind your business, Darren.
Oh yeah, it's 4 years of marriage as of today. Piggy, piggy.
I'll bet he thought I was going to follow him and listen in so he could try and get me on that eavesdropping shit. But I'm not as ignorant as he is.
Oh, I will.
I think you missed the spot.
Hey, at least they're in the shade, right?
Okay.
Mayday's pretty significant in Old Roos. You gonna make a bridge or something? What are you doing with all this dirt? I think they're making a bridge and sidewalk.
Wow, a whole bunch of screens. Huh. All that data I could zoom in on in there. Huh. Copy that. There's always those ignorant ones.
Sounds like him and Lemmy are talking via walkie-talkies too.
Guess he's huffed too much paint.
I think they were in Defiance too. So ain't gonna be no Speedway stop today. We're gonna go hang out in the Monroe for a bit because this thing doesn't start till noon. No Maple Dome. Well, you know, I don't think as much as I try not to give Starbucks any money.
Oh, I've been here.
I do get gift cards from there from time to time, and they do have decent
But I was just
food. It's just everything's just so way overpriced.
Somebody needs to be beating their ass.
I go there when the wife wants to go there, or I need to get something for somebody else.
This is the original sheriff's department. Erected in 1880.
He said he wrecked it.
Private entrance. That means the sheriff probably still lives here.
little bit overcast today.
We got a fan. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. I caught that on camera, Lemmy.
It is Lemmy. I thought it was. I don't know if he had it in his title or not. I just saw him walking around with him. I saw Lemmy was in Defiance yesterday, so I just assumed.
And here we are. Yep. Right on, man. How's it going? Right on. Don't scratch your car.
I'm not familiar with you. If I do this, let me out of you. I'm in more Ohio. Oh yeah? Yeah, from Ohio.
Yeah, that's Lemmy out here. You have to check him out.
Oh. Yeah, they're fine. We've had a few.
I was here once before. Yeah. I remember I came here. I didn't. What's that? Probably. But I wasn't doing the city tours at the time. But I remember this building.
Remember that thing you're building? That's our building. Got an antique shop.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too, man. Yeah, we've never heard of this bank before.
Ooh, On Your Oath has one. Oh, I love his 911 calls. Who's Lemmy? Lemmy audits you. He's from Akron, Ohio. He does Akron, Kent area quite a bit. Lemmy. Let me audit you.
This is county.
Look him up. He's invited me there a couple times, and just me, I'm always so busy. Trying to make some changes as far as that goes.
Hi. She waved. I see that. That's funny. You got their lips, their nose, and their eye socket. Wow.
Oh, thanks, Jared. I appreciate it. The MCC was in Napoleon yesterday and in Defiance, I guess. Hey, can you guys, I was going to check when I got home. I didn't even open my laptop last night. I was so fucking tired. I went to Costco and oh man, I still got some of that shit in the back too. Went to Costco, got the wifey a couple of small things. Got some foods for the doggies. Oh no, I got the milk out already. Hey, morning on. How you doing, Unhun?
What's up, man? Out in Ohio, recording. Yes. Okay, bye.
Okay, you can open it up.
She ran off.
Yeah, and then the kid comes in.
Yeah,
Film the walls.
that's right. That one film chill.
It's not cool. Yes.
Yeah, child support and enforcement.
Ugh. Tired. Supposed to be in the 80s again today. Why is my phone getting hot all the time? Not even that hot. Wow, it is hot. I wonder if it's the charger.
Diligently working. Cool. They keep this office pretty warm.
This is fun.
Okay. Cool.
Drive to Starbucks, Monroe, Michigan.
Hello. Oh, I don't need anything. Just looking around. Thanks. Resource lab.
Viruses and spyware.
Cool.
We're having a serious issue with and I mean it's been one of my favorite brands for a while, Lenovo computer that ones at the detox center keep getting these blue screens of death. Of course, they're blaming it on the internet. I'm like, guys, the internet has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I have a nurse practitioner working there that's convinced that it's the internet, even though there's about 120 devices on that same Wi-Fi that are having no issues, but he's convinced it's the internet. So you're a fucking idiot, dude. Now he's being kind of a dick in the Teams channel and stuff like that. He's like, oh well, it's funny it doesn't happen at home. Blah, blah, blah. I sent him the white sheet on it that actually shows known issues with computers that they're working on, and they're sending me a thumb drive to go out there, but I'm like, I don't even want to fucking respond to you, dude. Find someone else that'll do it for the money that I take for doing it. And if I was doing it full time, believe me, I'd be on top of it. But this is my full time gig for now. That's part time. I'll get to you when I can. Just frustrating. I don't know how long is this.
It's nice. I miss it when my kids used to be this small. Now that's one of them.
All right, I'm gonna play Honor Your Oath.
He grew up on me. I gotta swipe one of these butterscotches. I hope you don't mind.
Nassau County Sheriff's Office, turn in on a quarter line.
Hello. I am trying to see. I have a homeless guy.
Homeless guy.
Begging right outside the
Begging.
business I work at. My boss wanted me to call and see what we could do about it. Plus, they wanted him to go away. I've asked him to leave. And
Make him go away.
Basically told me to fuck off. But that's about it.
Yeah, you can't do that in the city limits. You can't.
Beautiful downtown Fernandina. Beautiful. Standing at
Always goes out right there.
Main Street. And I'm just going to stand right here in this busy intersection this beautiful day and spread this message of God bless our homeless veterans. And please pray for our homeless veterans. Help, not hate. And let's see how it goes. Abdullah. God bless homeless veterans. Abdullah. How you doing? God bless homeless veterans. Abdullah. God bless our homeless veterans. Abdullah. God bless our homeless veterans. Please pray for our homeless veterans. Abdullah. How you doing? God bless homeless veterans. Please pray for our homeless vets. God bless the homeless vets, y'all.
I have a salad. Would you like to eat this?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I'm not homeless myself, but that's very kind of you. I like to come out in public and spread this message. But God, that's very kind. Thank you. You're an angel. Oh, wow, man. Thank you so much. I am not homeless myself. I just like to come out in public and spread this message of God bless homeless veterans. But that's very kind of you. I don't take any money because I don't want to be accused of soliciting or anything like that. But you guys are angels. God bless you. Thank you so much. You guys are blessings. How you doing? Yes, sir.
You think you're going somewhere else?
I'd rather not.
Really bad you do.
Why?
Just going to the place.
Oh, you're the owner?
Like, not me.
Oh, okay.
Over here.
Well, it's not their property.
Over here.
It's not their property.
Alright, what do you want to do?
All right. I have just as much right to be here as anybody else. God bless you. Everything good? Is everything cool?
What happened?
Oh, yeah, they didn't call the cops or anything. Huh? Oh, okay. They didn't call the cops or anything. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Nassau County Sheriff's Office, turn in on a quarter line.
Hello. I am trying to see. I have a homeless guy. I'm begging right outside the business that I work at. My boss wanted me to call and see what we could do about it.
Yes, sir. And how long have you been there?
He's been there for about an hour.
Yes, sir. And is your boss letting them trespass?
No, just he's supposed to spend it peacefully, but something wanted to go away.
He caused any arguments or anything, or is he just sitting there?
I've asked him to leave, and he basically told me to fuck off. But that's about it.
Peanut butter?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to officer headed that way then.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anything does change,
Put it inside peanut butter.
back, okay?
Or cheese, yeah. The American cheese is the best because you could kind of farm it around there. Yeah, cheese is very good too. Less messy. You're not wasting good old peanut butter.
I just got a call about you staying in here for a while. I know you've been here for quite a while. Okay. Yeah, you mind, we don't allow panhandle or anything like that. So if you're asking for money or trying to take money, we got to issue. You got a permit. Yeah, you can't do that in the city limits. No, you're not.
There's nothing you can do.
Okay. Alright, we'll see when another officer here if I have to make sure you get them down the road. Okay? Alright.
It's just you're willing to take, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Why do people like you try to make it difficult?
Because I believe in obedience.
Yeah.
I know it sucks, though.
Well,
Hey, JC.
it's an opportunity to make things. You know, no big deal.
You can't legally make a good call. You have no.
Okay.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
You got to.
Are you low? Nice to meet you. Do you have any ID on you whatsoever?
See this in my pocket here.
Sure.
I thought I got some deep.
What is that?
Where the eyes at? Just the deep.
I got you.
Just the deep.
Alright. Alright, we'll talk about the guy over there and we'll make a decision what we're going to do with you, okay? Yeah, I'm good one, alright? Alright. Yeah, you too.
And that amazing? You cross an imaginary border and you can go 5 miles an hour faster. Imaginary border means you can go faster. Isn't that amazing?
Let me turn this off real quick.
Yes, sir. Understood, yeah. It's not blocking anything. No, I was standing, I usually stand behind like a trash can, or if they got a sign there, it's already blocking it, so that way it's already been blocked, you know what I'm saying? Alright. I was in the Army. Yes, sir. Thank you for your service. Pleasure. I was 802nd Engineers. I was 88 Mike. Fancy way, military transport specialist, fancy way saying truck driver. Okay, yeah.
What?
So, you have a blessed day, thank you.
Commies.
Alright, well there you have it. Apparently somebody called the cops on me. It's probably one of these restaurants around here. They on the public sidewalk.
Commie day.
Turned up at Coronadina Beach Police. Showed up. Tried to run me off. Stood my ground. He conferred with some superiors, I guess. I don't know who he conferred with since he's a lieutenant. But they ultimately decided to leave me alone. But I think what happened is they figured out who I am. They know who I am. So I probably said, yeah, leave him alone. You don't want to mess with that guy. But we can see how homeless folks are treated, right? If I would have been homeless, I would have been hooked up and taken to jail if I would have refused to move along, because whether people like it or not, homeless person has just as much right to be on the public sidewalk as anybody else. God bless the homeless veterans, and I'll be real with that.
Good on him. Ooh, that was the 600th like. Gotta agree with you there a little bit, Dirty. It's easy to say commie though. That's what's ingrained. And to be honest, historically, the commies have not been a very good thing. I think it's more tyranny than anything. Oh yeah. But I mean, it's pretty much proven it doesn't work. I mean, we're supposed to be capitalist here, and this is not true capitalism here. Just like most communist nations, if they actually ran by the rules of what communism is supposed to be, you know, there's never been a real test to that. Yeah, it doesn't matter really which, you know, what doctrine. Once you've decided, the rulers have decided are going to be the rulers, they never want to give it up. So. And it just perpetuates, it goes on and on and on. I mean, I think capitalism would work if it was actually implemented. But once you allow government to be involved in all of it, then it's fucked. Then it's fucked. Oh yeah. And they want to keep funding it too. Doesn't matter what type of political doctrine it's supposed to be from. It doesn't actually. Well, and the founding fathers saw that. They saw then they tried to put stopgaps in it, but I mean, there are no checks and balances. There's rules for thee, but not for me, and everything. Let me see.
It's a common tactic for cops to flex their authority and attempt to coerce a homeowner to grant entry. This intimidation tactic weighs itself heavily on a citizen's fear of arrest. In every warrantless entry into a person's home, there is a presumption that the entry is unreasonable. The burden to overcome that presumption is on the state. To do so, the state must fit the specific search into one of several exceptions to the warrant requirement. The three main exceptions to the warrant requirement are consent, probable cause with exigent circumstances, and emergencies that threaten the life and safety of another. They could have gotten a warrant, they would have, and if they do have one, they can slide it under the door or elect to break it down. As far as exigent circumstances, a warrantless entry into a person's home to conduct a search is presumptively unreasonable unless both probable cause and exigent circumstances exist at the time of the search. It's a common tactic for cops to flex their authority.
Let me see. Crowders live.
Here's the truth. The students started it, and they started it with crime. And not just the students, but the funding, non-students as well. These protesters started it, and they started it violently. So let's go back to just Tuesday in the morning. Protesters seized.
Move over, asshat.
Seized it.
You're not even doing a speed limit in the left fucking lane.
It's first window breaking.
It's hot in here to be young again.
I'm sorry that the road is rougher on that side of the road, but you need to get the fuck over, dude.
Just please send in 101.
This is why I got chips all over my fucking windshield, because of idiots like this. Look how he's bouncing. Harper's all tattered up.
Gotta have a drop circle.
That ain't Mitty. Mitty's a good driver. Look at all these people passing me on the right. All right, I'm gonna do it too, but he's gonna get the BAM. Let me see. Stone Cold Transport Incorporated. Fucking idiot. He pulls over after I go by him. Yeah, because the road got smooth over here. It's those trucks that can tear up the road too. Overloaded.
In 2006, Sammy, good old Sammy, pled guilty to conspiracy to provide services to Palestinian Islamic Jihad. 2006, pled guilty.
If it's too hard, don't do it.
Services to Palestinian Islamic Jihad. That's the life.
I just tweeted that out.
It attracts the very best of us. Probably getting there.
It's a gravel hauler, man. We got them all over the fucking place around here. There's so many gravel pits.
Sure, they say it means like struggle to self, but then again, they put people up if you ask questions. Meanwhile,
Air Virginia?
it could be. It could.
Nothing about here.
Like Gerald Morgan Jihad. Meanwhile, at UCLA, there were no cops. Let's see how that goes.
That's a firework! It's just Katy Perry. She's doing a concert.
Yeah, it's expensive because fuel's expensive. I need some dirt for my backyard for all the fucking holes.
You will be responsible for the violence.
see they're implementing the zipper merge. They call it the zipper merge in Michigan and Ohio, which goes against all common sense. They actually expect everybody to maintain both lanes until the point of where the lane goes away, and everybody is supposed to. Oh yeah.
What they do is accuse you of doing exactly what it is that they're doing. When they say you're astroturf, guess what? They are astroturf. Muslim undercover exclusive, by the way, in Texas.
Yeah. Where both cars are supposed to go one at a time at the point where the lane disappears. Yeah, sure. If everybody fucking decided that they were going to do that, it may work. It's still going to slow you down. Caught him eating boogers. No. I may get caught picking boogers, but nah, I'm good on food. I don't need to eat that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Ugh. Dude, that turns my stomach thinking about it. You should see some of the things I dig out of my nose. Pretty fucking gross.
Accuse you of doing exactly what it is that they are doing.
Well, just to give the timeline there, so that Jewish woman got knocked out, and then Jewish protesters basically showed up because of that. Not just you know, the people that were there before. There were definitely counter protesters before, but a massive amount of people started showing up because it's like, hey, if we start physically being violent, we're gonna make sure we have enough people there. And then you saw it became two factions essentially warring on campus with police just off frame. Yeah, most people don't know that. There were tons of police officers just off frame saying, hey, we can't do anything until we're asked to do it on the university campus.
Well, I would say this. I don't see a lot of the counter protesters warring with police. I don't see a lot of Israeli flags and American flags warring with police. As a matter of fact, almost to the decimal. Let's go through another claim here. And this is what they'll constantly be trying to, none of it's true. They'll try and tell you that history is going to look fondly upon these protesters, as we do upon the protesters of the Vietnam era, which is also untrue. None of it is true, just like the idea of the golden age of objective journalism. It's never existed. So this was tweeted out, to which Jack Dorsey responded, which is, well, I need to read it. Kyle Klinsky tweeted out, Iraq war protesters were smeared and hated in the moment. Same with Vietnam war protesters today. Anybody with a functioning brain realizes they were 100% correct. The conventional wisdom was dead wrong. The fact that people don't see exactly what's happening now is astonishing. And Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, now X, responded, yes. Okay, do you know how you know that's not true? Do you know who was opposed to the Iraq war? As a matter of fact, the only candidate who was opposed from the beginning, Donald Trump. He's been anti-war since the beginning. And he just didn't have to be violent. He's seen as someone who supports our military. You can be someone opposed to the war. You can be someone opposed to a very specific conflict and also be supportive of the military. That's not what those protesters did. And certainly not back in the era of Vietnam. Of course, I understand that you could be opposed to Vietnam. I don't think that these two positions can't be held at the same time. But here's the truth as it relates to the facts, and I mean, this is why we provide all of these references for you. No one liked them back then. There was a 75% disapproval rating of these protesters and disruptors, and only 1 in 10 blamed the National Guard for what happened at state back then.
That amazes me.
1 in 10. That means that if only 1 in 10 blame the National Guard, that means that the remaining 9 out of 10, you probably saw at least 3 to 5 say, like, yeah, they should have fired, hope and find more. Doesn't mean it's right.
No, but I can't believe that the sentiment was that way, because I think those people, the protesters, the people that were the hippies, have gotten into positions of power within the government, within education, and within the media, and now have put this picture out there that they were the virtuous ones all along. And most people just kind of go, well, yeah, I wasn't there, and I don't really know much about it, but everything I see shows that. Yeah, and nobody liked these people.
Do me a favor, guys, and you guys can all do this out there right now, along with us. Google Kent State Truth. Google Kent State Myth. Google Kent State Debunked. Let's just and see what shows up. You will not find any article other than virtues of the protesters. Not saying that kids should have been shot, but at that moment in time, after 3 days of rioting and burning, arson, and violent crimes, which were documented, people said, well, something needs to be done here, and there's no police force to handle this. 1 in 10 blame the National Guard for Kent State. That's not the story that you've heard. Let's bring it up. Once you guys run that search, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, if people loved back then, you wouldn't have had the red wave that you saw in the 1980s with Ronald Reagan, the domination that came with conservatives. They saw the leftist movement, and they rejected it. And by the way, all the way into the 1980s, more than half of people polled in this country said the protests had no effect. And the top albums being sold in the 60s were show tunes and country albums. You guys think that it was nothing but no, people hated hippies back then, just like they hated disco in the 70s, and they hate these people on campus now. This doesn't represent the vast majority of America. It represents the entire DNC. That's the difference now. Every single person in this party has to support them to some degree. That's the contrast.
Yeah, and I think that the interesting thing here is that you can have America be split on war and be split on war in specific countries. It's really, really hard to support terrorists.
Yes.
And they're walking that line and they're doing it. People like AOC will run out there and say, these are my people. She went, I don't know if you saw the footage of her going to the protesters at Columbia University and walking amongst them and shaking hands and doing that stuff. It was basically just a glorified photo op, and then saying, the blood is on your hands. You're going to be held responsible for this, Mayor Adams and the presidents of this university. I don't understand. I mean, never mind. I do. At this point, I definitely understand.
How about it starts with the people who say from the river to the sea? Wait a second. From the river to the sea means all of it. Someone there just says, we don't want to push all the Jews into the sea, do we?
Just no, of course not. Just we kill them, and then we don't push them into the sea. We just eradicate them. It's kind of part of the charter.
They've never told these people to go home. They've never told these people.
I don't support either side. I hate. You can't go 100% either side. I mean, I have legitimate arguments from both sides. So that's why I'm like, why are we even involved?
She does not care about Palestinian protesters at all. She just wants
let the natural selection take place. If the Israels are is going to win, let them win. If the other side's going to win, let them win. If the International Criminal Court wants to do something with Netanyahu, let them do that. Why are we involved?
Hey, First Amendment, you know it's not consistent with anything else that they believe. If they say, hey, hold on, I believe in freedom of choice.
Yeah, it sucks. Bad things happen to bad people, but that's happening all over the world. Why does it only matter in this one spot? Why does it only matter in, okay, two spots?
Altogether, they don't support the First Amendment across the board. They don't support the Second
Ukraine
and you never,
Israel.
Ever see a Palestinian flag next to an American flag on these campuses. When they bring that up, they're about to lie to you. Well, I love my America, and because I love America,
you have 40,000 homeless veterans,
9 months, just like Madison would have won.
but we can send $100 billion overseas.
Hamilton, they were in his building.
Yes, exactly. It was a black guy. Also, no one's going to remember these people, or fondly, I should say, not just because they're disruptive, not just because they're breaking the law.
Yeah, it must be.
The wrong side of history, but because they're idiots as well. Ad hominem? You bet. So, this Columbia activist who has the best name, actual name, you would think on college, King Slutsky. Joanna King Slutsky.
Sounds like a name from a Van Wilder character.
Officer Slutsky, she's down on his knees. She spoke as a spokesperson and demanded
This was hilarious.
that Columbia bring these protesting criminals food.
What are the university obligated to provide food to people who have taken over a building?
Well, first of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
Yeah, go to the dining hall.
To allow it to be brought in, I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students.
Zero.
Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation, or get
I think
severely
they'll walk
ill,
across
even
the
if
quad
they
to the
disagree
vending
with you?
machine.
If the answer is no, then you should allow basic. I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on your campus, but this is basically humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like
Humanitarian aid for the protesters.
They just compare themselves to Gazans.
Watch this, too. Watch this.
Nobody's asking them to bring anything.
Yeah, well, she can't answer this
We're
question.
asking them
So they
to
blocked
not
it. Watch it.
violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping their delivery.
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not stop it.
But they haven't stopped it.
I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
Let's laser in here. Has a single Uber Eats driver been drop kicked? Is there an epidemic of Post-its, freelancers getting the shit kicked out of them?
Yeah.
For crying out loud, like
DoorDash can't access their feed. Come on.
Also, like, nobody asked you to be there. In fact, they explicitly asked you to leave.
I want you to believe there's some pro-Hamas DoorDash driver. I can't get them through Jimmy John's. Just shut up. This is the victim currency. They have no actual war to fight. This is someone who's like.
And there's a dude standing behind her with a midriff shirt on and a hijab. That dude would be tossed off a roof in Palestine.
Upper middle class family, probably mad at her dad, is getting a degree that's useless and supports student loan forgiveness. It is when you think student loan forgiveness, it is the single biggest wealth transfer to the upper middle class that would happen in our lifetime, because those are the people who need these student loans.
Yeah, thinly veiled hatred.
It's the victim currency. She's trying to create.
No, I hate all.
That it's funny.
It's not thinly veiled. It's thickly veiled.
Great name, King Slutsky.
I hate them all.
But she's trying to minority report a victim status. She's trying to bestow upon herself a victim status that hasn't even happened yet.
And to be clear, if Uber Eats didn't exist, she would literally not know how to survive in a major American city.
The oppressed, yes, those students that have put themselves in a building and are now saying there's no food, when all they gotta do is go get their food. They're not delivering us food while we protest in their building.
Israel's blocking humanitarian aid to Gaza. You mean they're blocking bombs?
Yeah, that's exactly what she just equated themselves.
And our stolen tax dollars are paying their student debt.
They don't know what humanitarian aid is.
Well, they voted for her.
They're so oppressed. What happened? I mean, think about that. The ICC, what type of entity that truly is. International Criminal Court. So the ICC doesn't think that the Hamas people that invaded them did anything wrong? Oh wait, is Bout live? Oh, this was just... Oh no, he has a little video out. Well, I know what they're trying to do, but what authority do they have? Honestly, I mean, that's a sovereign country, right?
Is it
supposedly?
I'm out of the way. Is there a court judge's order in place or something? I don't think I'm causing any sort of unsafe situation. I'm not in the way. If someone comes, I'll get out of the way.
Did they?
I love the
I wanna be here.
Did they really? Or did you see reports of that from one side? And when Hamas went into Israel, went into individual neighborhoods and just slaughtered people in their homes. I've seen that. I've seen the hospital thing debunked, actually. I mean, I go by the evidence that I can find. News reports to me on either side, I think, are bullshit. I deep dive whenever I want a question answered. No, I don't use Google. Yeah, I mean, that we can because there's so much of it on both sides. I'll agree. It's both sides use whatever propaganda they possibly can. And our own government does it constantly, and it's doing it continuously. That's why I just said, you know what? Let them deal with each other. There eventually will be a victor, and then if their methods of handling it, if the rest of the world thinks their methods of handling it were inappropriate, deal with it then. That's what Nuremberg was about. But I think the same thing needs to happen. Well, you're seeing video of things that they say are genocide, but tons of the video that I have seen released by the larger quote-unquote news organizations, a ton of that is very old footage, and they're recycling it. And then you have AI now too. So I've become pretty cynical on all news and video reports and everything anymore. It's just anymore. I'm just like, unless I see it with my own eyes, I'm gonna be skeptical. I agree. I can't. But apparently they can. I can't get away with it. Shit. I can't get away with not renewing my driver's license, or I could be in trouble. But that's on me. It's a responsibility I take, and it's a risk I take if I drive around with an expired driver's license. The road pirate can pull me over and take me to jail.
Assistant Chiefs. Cool. Thank you, Jeff. All right, thank you. Yes, sir. Have a good one. Ready? So I'm going to ask you to leave. You need to start leaving. Okay? Sure. Thank you. These protesters.
Thank you, officer, for protecting everybody.
I got it. I see a vapor. Yeah. What
Everyone else is like holding the light. He's like, I'll just. Yeah. This guy's vaping.
Yeah, vaping. I don't know. This seems like a layup. Something else, we're tracking this down. These banners are hanging over overpasses, and we noticed, my team noticed, that people were honking in their cars well before they could have seen the banner. Yeah. And then we noticed the same license plate coming around, and just so you know what your Mugs membership supports, we are tracking down that license plate. We can't confirm everything yet, but we will follow up some pretty interesting information. So this will just be another example, of course, of the astroturfing. Remember, these protests, they're all tied to the Students for Justice in Palestine. They're connected to Hatem Bazien, right, the AFR Foundation, the Muslim Arab Youth Association, and the Qatari government. The single biggest foreign donor to higher education is the Qatari government, just so happens to be the headquarters for Hamas. So we're tracking down some more leads. This license plate thing just fell into our lap, and it's pretty interesting.
It's like liking your own Facebook post.
Right. But it's another example, one of many.
Really quickly, before we move on, I think in research, bring this up for me, I think at UT Austin, where they started arresting people pretty quickly, after giving them a warning and letting them know that they had to leave, according to the law, they noticed that a majority of the people were not actually local. Meaning not just students, like obviously you have to account for students on the campus, right? But not, it's so many more people coming in from off campus to start problems with this. So don't let this look like, well, the kids are doing it. No. This is just like the protests that were happening with the George Floyd riots and things like that. This is just like the protests that were happening before that with Mike Brown, where people were coming in from other states, like not even really sure why they're there, but they just hate the man.
Right. Also, can we stop calling them kids?
No. You're right.
I mean, people keep calling them kids, and it's like, I know you like need to do, but like it's like they make it seem like they're children,
right?
And that there's violence being committed against children. They're overreacting against children. This is unnecessary.
They very much
unethical.
Are like teenagers who want to be like, hey, stop treating me like I'm a little kid, Dad. We need food and we need. What about money for pizza? What if I want wings?
No, you can vote, bitch.
Yeah, you can vote
Shut up.
and get an abortion, which you also think is a gross violation of your civil rights. And here's an opportunity, though, for you watching right now to try and arm you with information. COVID, for example, was a time where a lot of people said, maybe what I thought I believed was incorrect. You see a huge voting switch take place, or certainly perspective switch. When people now, you're seeing a lot of people now opposed to these protests. This is not being received well by the
vegetable bread and honey.
When you hear someone saying, you know what, I don't know, I think this is going too far, draw their attention to Black Lives Matter and George Floyd and Mike Brown, and even the protests that took place in the Vietnam era. Draw their attention to it and say, well, hold on a second. Why do you think this is different? Are you aware of the $2 billion in damages that took place from the Black Lives Matter protest?
Taco John's.
Hands up, don't shoot.
I tried that the other day. It wasn't so bad.
You understand that this is based on a lie from the river to the sea, right? You don't support genocide of the Jews, regardless of where you line up on the issue, or the IDF, or the Israeli government. Seems like you have a reasonable position. Why do you think?
Okay, bread and honey. Okay.
And draw their attention to the fact.
Not sure if honey's a good thing.
More of the same. Nothing. You probably noticed nothing bothers me more than looking to the past through rose-colored glasses. Saying,
I mean, they do have the they call them pill treats. I don't know if you've seen those or not. Whenever we have to use them, we end up using about half of them, and then the rest of them just dry up. So I just give them out as regular treats. Taco John's. I've never heard of it. They just opened one here.
No, of course.
I thought it was pretty good.
All these university campuses are pissed about this.
A lot of them are.
Some are losing commencements, some are losing graduations, some are losing just in.
Now hiring bus drivers. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, not kids.
Yeah, no, we do it too. It's not. Yeah. But so here's some students actually at the UNC Chapel Hill who were protecting the American flag from these pro-Hamas rioters.
Capitalism tricks. Yeah, honestly, I don't think they work any better than like cheese or anything like that. You know, the wife gets them on. Then I end up just, what's that? Whatever illness is done, I just go ahead and what the hell is this going to be?
You saw the American flag being protected.
Yeah, it's a big building. Interesting.
Nobody.
Of course, they've been building up a lot around here.
Those two flags coexist. You'll not see that in nature.
Oh, all right.
If you see,
yeah, Culver's is the shit, dude. I like Culver's better than Five Guys.
That really doesn't count. But one thing I wanted to show you, one of the reasons that we did what we did on Monday night was what you're seeing on CNN right now.
Now, Five Guys fries are the shit.
They're saying police and protesters clash at the University of Wisconsin. They're not showing just the protesters harassing other people and Jewish people and keeping people from getting to classes. They're starting to put that narrative in your mind. It's about the police response. It's not about the protesters. And so we're going to show the police responding. And by the way, we're going to show you the evil of January 6th. They did that about 10 minutes ago. Right. Showing the police interacting with the crowd. This is evil. This is not. Right. They look exactly the same.
As far as acts of violence,
she gets bougie nothing.
Exactly. On these campuses. This looks exactly the same as January 6th, but yet the words that come out of their mouths about January 6th versus what they say about these protests and how they treat them with kids.
Put it in a pizza crust.
Now, this is exactly why you cannot trust these people to tell you anything.
Oh, next closest is an hour away. Yeah. Yeah, there's one 15 minutes from our house.
It wasn't a violent thing until the police showed up. Well, I mean, not all crime is violent, stupid. You're committing a crime.
Also, I think.
And they asked you to leave. You said no. It's.
Yeah. Also, I think the lady who was knocked unconscious because she had too many vowels in her last name might consider that violence.
Yeah. I thought keeping somebody from a protected class from access, I don't know, the university
Damn
that
it.
they paid for.
I was hoping you might have an easy win there.
As well. Like maybe keeping black kids out of a school in Alabama was a crime that needed police presence there, that they made sure integration happened. Here's the same thing.
Here's something that is really a through.
That's a new discount tire too. Damn.
I want to put a fine.
Right next to Bell Tire. Ooh. Ooh. Competition.
Protests or you think a revolution.
That's capitalism right there. Competition between these large corporate fucking tire companies.
Members of our military, but they're risking something.
Knocking out all the mom and pop places.
You may not like, for example, even people who are, I don't know, chaining themselves to a tree.
See, that's the version of capitalism we get here.
He's risking something.
SimpleTire.com. There you go.
Let's say a coup if you're actually trying to affect those.
I'm sure you can order tires from there, but you still got to have somebody mount them
Let's show our cards. All right, what are you putting?
and balance them.
Chips are you putting on the table? In this case, nothing. Well, let's walk through this. A protester right now saying, "I am out there protesting in solidarity." Okay, all right. So what are you? For example, if we had walkouts when I was in high school, we knew that we were going to be suspended,
Right.
and very few kids walked out. In this case, most of these students are not suspended. Okay, are you foregoing your education? No. Tuition? Well, that's actually paid for when you talk about student loans at this point. All right. Your freedom? You're not going to be arrested. Your ability to move freely across... No. I'm blocking other people's freedoms with no consequences. Food? No, we're going to demand that the administration bring in food, even though they're not blocking anything, and we can still Uber Eats. You want to protest something while demanding that everyone else funds your protest. There's no risk there. That's why there's no respect for this. And if you look at, for example, Vietnam, and I think that Vietnam was turned into a quagmire, it's a complicated issue. If you look back and say, Vietnam bad, veterans, okay, all right, that's incorrect. But if you look back and say, hey, what happened with JFK? If we want to get the Bay of Pigs, we want to see what's going on, the government was not being honest, absolutely. However, when there were some clashes with veterans who got, they're not pissed off, they were tired of being spit on when they were coming home from the airport and being called baby killer after they'd just been inhaling Agent Orange for a good portion of their life, at least those veterans were risking something. So even if you say, I side with not the military veterans, one side risked something. Hey, the American revolutionaries, well, they risked everything. Everything. And that's also the big difference, by the way, that bothers a lot of Americans. They want to accuse you of being a nationalist. They want to accuse you of being a racist. If you say, hold on, we need to deport illegal immigrants. No. The Irish who came here, this is something. There was no social safety net. When the Jews migrated here, when the Italians did, when the Polish did, they came here with a promise of nothing in return. Guess what? People respect that because they're at least taking a risk. People inherently respect someone who's willing to put their money where their mouth is and step out in faith. That is not the same thing as somebody who puts nothing on the line, or somebody who comes to this country for economic opportunity, gets a debit card, 30 days in a paid-for hotel, and a work visa. What are you willing, and this also can apply to you, by the way. You can bitch on X. What are you willing to put at stake? What are you willing to risk? No more being anonymous and worrying about your job. Look, the left is coming for you anyway. They're willing to risk nothing. You need to be the party, the group of people, conservatives, people who love America, MAGA, Republicans, whatever you want to call yourself. Put something on the line and let people see it. Let people see that you're stepping out in faith because you believe in something and you're willing to put something at stake. That's what we've done. Hey, it's what we can do. We've burned the
Nice. Any commie?
for the swim back, especially going into this election. People there risk nothing.
It's not commie.
They are protected by their quislings in the media and in Washington, D.C., and then they affect policy.
That's what capitalism is supposed to be. Competition.
Subsidize an entire
I know you're joking.
underclass government where they can work from home for jobs that nobody actually needs, or you hire, I don't know, 70 to 80,000 new IRS employees. It's nothing but favors and kickbacks. If someone is risking nothing, it's not a protest. You're just taking some time off. And by the way, we appreciate that we're able to take this risk because we're taking it with you. None of this happens without you. And that's why we also really appreciate the people who take risks for this country. Whether you support the wars that this country has been in or not, there are some that I do, some that I don't. Those who step out and actually put their lives on the line, and even those who don't put their lives on the line, but those who Appreciation Month, enter promo code military, $10. All Mug Club memberships and 10% of all revenues will be donated to military charities, and we'll be featuring them here on this show. I also want to announce the winners.
Yes.
Let's announce the winners.
×2 and the gun ×2.
Yes, the gun times. So, new members, I don't know, do we have a drum roll?
Go.
Gary from Cincinnati, Ohio. You get $1,000 cash.
Hey! I hope there's not two Garys.
That's awesome. Gary, go Padres. They're playing together.
That's a new Mug Club member.
That's a new Mug Club member.
And you also provide us for a long-standing Mug
Oh
Club.
shit, I was supposed to be there at 11. Uh-oh. Alright, that's fine. I'm just gonna get to Starbucks. Get in there.
Hey, Brian, congrats.
I love it.
And then is that the long? That's a long time, not a new Mug Club.
We're going to the long time.
Oh, those were new. Sorry, those are new Mug Clubbers. I apologize. You can admonish me. Now the long-time Mug Club members, because you know we have to give a one-to-one
share.
Whitney from Winter Park, Florida, $1,000 cash.
Yes, and by the way, Whitney, she's an OG. She signed up the first day that we started the new Drive for Mug Club on Rumble.
Oh wow,
We've been around for a little while. Thank you.
When we burned the boats and went completely, totally independent with no licensing to any other company.
Oranges.
Yes.
Or suntan look. I don't know. It's Florida.
Do they have it in Winter Park?
I don't know. Maybe a new swimsuit. I don't know. It's Florida.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Mug
Get some pictures.
Sure.
Send pictures so we can verify. Also, we have Ryan from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You
Shit.
AR-15.
I should have ordered this while I was driving. God damn it.
AR-15s courtesy of Watchtower Firearms.
Watchtower Firearms version. The Mug Club version, which, you know, we need to do a video where we get into detail of what we do with the barrel threading, what was boarding, what was the trigger that's changed. It's basically a good basic AR-15 with the upgrades that won't be complicated for you. We didn't want to go too showy with it, but we're grateful for Watchtower Firearms making that happen. A truly American manufacturer of AR-15s. They don't just say America and then send your money to companies overseas who actually hate everything they stand for. So thank you very much. Between now and election, look, this is a season. This is sprint for us. We cannot thank you enough for the support, and we will keep adding more.
How can I get for you?
You have a mobile order from Norman?
What was the name?
Norm?
Here, let's see up here.
It may not make sense to a lot of people, because honestly, it probably shouldn't.
All
So
set?
Yeah, I'll see it here.
Okay.
Jury selection, we were watching live, and we found out that one of the rejected jurors who said, I couldn't do a 9 to 5 because of my job, and I'm very busy. Well, we found out that she was actually an actress, Karen Gee.
Turns out, this is hilarious. It turns out that Four Eyes, kind of pretty with blonde on the TV on CNN. The woman juror, she's an actress.
Oh, wow.
And very anti-Trump.
So she's busy doing nothing.
I can't commit to 9 to 5. 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, recovery swag.
I have auditions. She's in this. I never heard the audition I was at.
Did she?
No.
Yeah. If she does her jury duty, she'll miss half an audition. She's an extra.
Oh no. No. Not here.
Interview is the biggest credit she's gonna have all year. Love it.
So
still is, by the way.
If you are not a
Wife's got all that in her car.
Military for $10 off, 10% charities, and you get to continue today.
It's the job-seeking swag, and all those are in Ohio. All that swag's for Ohio and Pittsburgh.
Bathroom troll.
Pull it from her, devour her pain, and rise to avenge us. See they suffer just as she did.
Well, I'm glad the trial. I'm glad the hoax trial of the sitting president didn't cut into her free time. So, if you're watching on Rumble, click right there. You get to join military. The promo code $10 off and 10% to military. I broke my pen again. If you're watching on YouTube, you don't get the Mug Club perk. Piss off.
All right. Have you seen the visual The mug pissing on YouTube symbol. Fuck YT. Oh, I broadcast on it.
Tim's retribution. He comes back to me when I'm not ready. I think it's fair.
Breaking pens.
I wonder, maybe you should buy better pens. We bought you a tactical, which I know is probably a joke, but we bought you a
Can I get a holder?
It's too
Thank you.
Let's just focus on fixing the pen.
Hold on, which pen? This one has the better girth.
This is the best
Thank
pen.
you.
This one right here. No, I don't want this.
All right, thank you.
You don't want better pens.
You realize that in any other line of work I would have a pension by now, so that I can use this shit.
All right.
I like that pen. Very nice.
You have a pension in your mid-30s?
You used to have been working since I was 13. That's true. I've been in the union, unfortunately, in Canada since 13, and on the road since 17, 18. I'd be close.
All right, gonna go all the way around.
Oh, when I started working 15.
20 years. Yeah, but I was working full time, Gerald.
I wasn't.
Full time coming up on 20 years.
If I stayed in the Army, I would have been retiring in 3 years at 37.
Well, thank you for the service that you did then, even though you didn't get the full thing.
Thank you for your almost full service.
Oh, guys.
Speaking of service, I don't know if you know this, but we had the arm wrestling. But thank you, all the new Muckle members. We know there are so many of you right now. We blew past 4,700, and
yeah,
which means we have to do more.
A lot more. But we love you, Mud Club. We will do more.
Now we have to earn this, but Gerald during that stream lost an arm wrestling match
By
with Lane,
technique,
and so he had to take off his shirt, and he did so very proudly. There you go.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice ink, dog.
So people had fun with the photoshops, where they brought. Oh, I thought, did you have the one where he's on top of the building? Oh. Okay. Someone did it with him as Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know
what is he gonna sing to Mud Club?
If you're new, you guys can see this going on in the chat, where sometimes there are some pretty, the Photoshop of Christy Nome shooting Joe Lewis.
That was true.
It kind of hit me right here, like, ow, but it's funny. There you go. We need a hero to save us. His name is Gerald Lee.
That's terrible. That's very, very terrible. And I know
you
you
prefer the gayest superhero theme song ever, one is Dashboard Confessional. Remember that, the second one?
What?
Let me slip away.
The Chick-fil-A here used to be
I haven't heard that.
what are those? Ruby Tuesday.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like
Apparently.
Dashboard Confessional.
That was Tobey Maguire, right?
Yeah.
And not singing.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh my God, look at this.
One of the best superhero films ever.
No.
Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus, Alfred Molina.
Tulane.
Of Chocolat fame.
I understand and get the reference. I still disagree.
This poor guy. I feel bad for him, man. Imagine having to make deliveries here every day.
He said Transformers.
This is a busy road, too.
We had an argument. We almost
Wow.
had a friendship between Houston.
Now hold on, between the country club that
I give truck drivers credit, man. There's a Culver's.
Plantation Country Club, and it was very, very white.
To be able to do that without a spotter.
And I was like, really? You think you need that to keep the
That's a
color
professional
down?
driver right there.
Guys, they can swim now.
They can swim now. Or they could just run across it really fast like the Flash, because it was not a very wide
Yeah,
moat.
there's a bridge too.
So Gerald saw me eat crap, where they introduced me by like reading
Cheese
all the
curds.
space page that didn't even know existed anymore.
Oh my God.
Dude, they're butter burgers of the shit, too. And they're concrete sundaes
Oh,
Your Hyundai was a Santa Fe?
with real
let's not talk about my stupid choice in vehicle.
custard.
Was it a Santa Fe or a Tucson?
Custard is the fattiest cream. It's so good.
And I think at this point I was driving. I don't know if I was driving or you were driving. I was driving. And it was one of those things where I was driving, so you kind of get in the zone. And he said something about like Transformers.
I love my fat.
Was a successful movie.
Unironically.
Successful.
Dude, there's no 4 that's better than any other movie.
No, and I just said, what? What'd you say? Well, yeah, I said, you think it's a good film? He's like, well, it's obviously a lot of people do. It made a lot of money. and I pulled over.
You didn't.
I threatened to pull over. I was like, Gerald, but that's one of those things that'll like set me off. I'm like, Gerald, because he's such a smart guy.
It was like an hour
I was
and
like,
a half.
you're not thinking this through. Just because people were tricked into buying a ticket does not mean that it is a good film. It's like you just like your art house films. Like what? My favorite film is The Edge. It's still pretty like it's mainstream.
Isn't Transformers 4 like after Shia LaBeouf left?
Yes.
No, I think we were actually talking about one of the earlier Transformers, but got onto Transformers 4 because that had just come out, and I was like, yes, but it was still successful. And he's like, it's a bad movie, and I'm like, well, millions of people say otherwise because they went and bought the ticket, and you're like, but they got tricked. It was literally the most entertaining hour and a half of that drive.
That's what I was saying.
Wow.
I think it's a good movie. I showed up. I said, "Where's
Is
Megan
this
Fox?"
big of an event?
So
Holy crap.
If I was here in the first 3 films,
Nowhere to park.
Megan Fox wouldn't have quit. Wouldn't have gone down like that. Okay?
Ooh, except for my spot right here.
I don't know what she's doing with the blue hair. Her machine gun
Job
belly.
fair.
What's that about? I saw the rock on her fingers. Thought they were going to last for a long time. Someone's got to have a talk with her. So,
we almost became friends.
and by the way, someone bring up Mark Wahlberg's recent video of his.
Oh, shit.
I'm training at 4 a.m.
Man, it's
getting it
fucking
done.
tight
And he's
here.
training like a 90-year-old woman in garden gloves. I don't know what this guy does.
This guy's
He's
parked
just
like a
he wears
douche
garden
next to me on my
gloves
left.
and trains, and he has this
Way over the
trainer
line.
do the dumbest stuff. All right.
He's ripped though, and he has a burger restaurant.
He's
cool,
really
dude.
All right. I hope my car don't get hit. All right, guys.
3 hours a day at 4 a.m.
I may be back later. We'll see.
Come on, man. And he wears like these old.
I'm already late, 20 minutes late. I thought it started at noon. It started at 11. So see you in a bit. Thanks for hanging out. Love you.